So what we will do today, we will create a Jenkins server, and we will install Jenkins, and we'll try to explore Jenkins, like how we can create projects in Jenkins, how we can add users, how we can, authentication purpose and all those things. Okay. So let me launch my EC2 instance. The instance will be ready in a minute, I guess. Today, I think it's getting a little faster. That is kind of strange to me. Sample Java project for Jenkins. Let's see. Are we going to get any Java projects? Okay, build a Java app with Maven. Jenkins, okay. That's okay. Yep. So our instance is ready. Let me go and connect to this instance. Can you guys see my screen okay? Yum update. I just wanted to update all the packages. Okay. Would say yes. In order to install Jenkins, what we need to have Java. Yum install Java. -1.8, right? And start and -y. Let's install Java. Hopefully it will be ready in a minute. And meanwhile, let me go and grab that Jenkins. Let me go here. And this is much clearer than the dashboard. Let me go here and grab the URL. You guys see that I'm referring a document every time I want to do something. I'm referring the document. That's what I want you to guys understand. That's what I want you to guys prepare. Every time I refer something, what I'm doing, I'm referring a document that I prepared for my work. Even though if I have another 10 years of experience, another 50 years of experience, it doesn't matter. I would have to maintain this document in order to get my work done. Okay, let's go here, install that utils, and if I run this, I'm going to get issues, right? -y, no, -y. What is that?
We need to remove that 4, Vishnu.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Let me. Amazon Linux extras. Let's install some Amazon prerequisites. Then after that, we have a sudo, we have a wget actually. So in the Amazon Linux image, you will get the wget actually. By default, it's in the image. When I say default, it's in the image. That means they install all those details in that image. Which image? The image which we use to launch this EC2 server. Okay. And now let's go here and download this key. What key I'm downloading? Jenkins.io.key. Okay. And I'm using RPM command in order to do that. Okay. You could do the same thing with the wget. You could do the same thing with a, what is that? Okay. My bad. 6.sudo is not fine. That was the issue. And the next, just install Jenkins, start Jenkins, and enable Jenkins. And let me do it. Sudo yum install Jenkins -y. And in order to start a service, systemctl is the command. Okay. Each time when you install a service, and if you want to start the service, systemctl is the command. So sudo systemctl start Jenkins. Okay. Next, we'll check the status of Jenkins. Systemctl, we will enable the service as well. Even though it says up and running, but I would want to enable the service as well. Enable Jenkins. Okay. Jenkins.service is not active. Okay, we'll check the service again. Systemctl. I would want to use sudo systemctl status Jenkins. Yes, this is up and running. Now let's go to our AWS Management Console. Okay, let's go to AWS Management Console, and let's try to, change the security group rule. Let's try to change the security group rule. Okay, inbound rule. Edit inbound rules. Add a rule. I will add all traffic 000 and save rules. Okay. Now let's go to our instance. Let's get the public IP and HTTP public IP. What port by default Jenkins will be installed on port 8080. Okay. And grab this location for the initial password. Okay. Let's go to our server. Cat. I would use sudo because I'm accessing the var folder. Okay. This is what we will see.
Just making sure they are keeping you sane. Just making sure that they're keeping you sane.
What is that, Naresh?
Push.
Oh, not you. Sorry, I did not see.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, just use that command and our Jenkins will be ready in a minute. Install suggested plugins. Okay. Jenkins is a first things first. Jenkins is an open source build and release tool actually. Open source continuous integration and a continuous deployment tool. It's free. You don't need to pay anything for Jenkins. Okay. And what we will do, we will install, meantime, we will install Git on our server. Sudo yum install git -y in order to run some Git commands. Meantime, let's go ahead and create some SSH keys. Enter cat dot id underscore dot pub. I'm going to copy this public key. I'm going to copy this public key. Okay. And let's go here. Okay, let me create this. .com. Save and continue. This is the instance URL. You see that this is the instance URL. Save and finish. Okay, start using Jenkins. Now, so we can go ahead and create our first project. Project is nothing but you see that new item, which is nothing but a project. People call as a project. Okay. In the new item, we will go new item and we will create a project name. Just for example, last time I gave Nike, right? And we are working on a different application this time, Bitcoin, for example. Bitcoin, we are hosting. So you will have all these kind of project styles. This is a freestyle project. That means you can have everything. You can add whatever you want. You can add triggers. You can do anything. That's a freestyle project. And the pipeline. Pipeline means stages. One stage, you get the code, you get the source code. How to get the source code using webhook. Once we get the code from the release branch, the next stage, build the code. Build nothing but a snapshot like artifacts. Artifact the code. The third stage, and push the code to the artifact repository. And the fourth stage, deploy the code into servers. Things like that. So the stages inside a pipeline called step-by-step procedure in the whole pipeline. And the multi-configuration project, you could deploy from multiple branches. And you see that suitable for projects that need a large number of different configurations, such as a testing, multiple environments, and a platform specific builds. Most of the companies, they don't use it, but because they don't want to do testing and deployment on multiple environments at a time. No, they don't want to do that. Okay, they would want to take the whole project to the production step by step. Okay, it's a folder is nothing but just a container that stores nested items, useful groups in together. Nobody use this one as well. So most popular, this freestyle project pipeline and a multi-branch pipeline. So let's say you have a multiple branches. For example, you want to build your project from multiple branches. multiple people working on the multiple different branches. I don't want to merge them. Like I want to test them before I merge. This multi-branch project will work. People use that multi-branch pipeline for only testing environments, not production deployments. They will do that for only testing environments only. You know why? The reason behind that is they would want to test, but they don't want to deploy until they, they make sure that everything looks good, right? But they cannot wait to test for everybody to make their, changes and the merges and the PRs. They don't want to wait. They would want to test right away. Whoever is working on what, they would want to test it. That is the use of multi-branch pipeline. So 90% of the companies, organizations, as per my knowledge, they're using either pipeline. Most of them are using pipeline and a multi-branch pipeline and a freestyle project. Okay. We will choose simple freestyle project actually. Okay. We will use simple freestyle project. Let's go ahead and create that project. Okay. So in this project, right, you will see all the steps. One step, general, simple general description, what this project is doing. I can say Bitcoin 1.0, maybe 1.0, Bitcoin 1.0. I can say this application hosting some virtual currency. Right, I'm having this application to host some virtual currency, and I'm saying like, this is a version 1. Next time when I want to deploy, I would call like version 1.1, version 1.2, things like that. Okay. And what is this project? Is this GitHub project, or what is this project? GitHub project, you could provide just GitHub project URL. Okay, things like that in the general section only. But we don't provide any GitHub project or whatever project here, because we are going to use source code management, which is same, very similar. But you can have an option to specify your branch. So most of the companies, they use source code management to provide their branch code. You see that, you see the Git. So here GitHub URL, you see that credential section, right? You don't see any username or password, right? You could add credentials. Okay. And I can see only Jenkins credentials now. People ask how many ways that you can add your credentials to Jenkins. How many ways you can add your credentials to Jenkins? Let's go and let's see that. Okay. And let's go to our back to dashboard. Yeah, just leave it like that. So whenever you want to do something, like updating a package or install a what is that, install a for example plugin, all those things. If you need something, if you want to make any Jenkins configuration changes, the first thing you should go manage Jenkins, and we will see what we'll have in the manage Jenkins. Okay, in the manage Jenkins, you can configure global tool configuration, configuration system, manage plugins, manage nodes, and everything. Let's click on configure system, what we have there. Okay, let's click on configure system. What you will see? Executors, labels, usage, quiet period, source code checkout. This is the Jenkins URL. And basically what you are doing is, when you clone your repository, right? When you clone your application code from GitHub, right? For example, let's go to GitHub. Hopefully it won't ask me to provide my credentials. I don't think I can remember that. Yeah. So when I clone this repository, clone means when I trigger this repository by using Jenkins, what Jenkins is going to do is, Jenkins is going to clone the whole source code under this specific location. var lib Jenkins inside the Jenkins server. It is going to clone the whole code into the specific location, and it is going to build the artifacts on the Jenkins mission itself. After the build success, then it will deploy that artifacts into testing environments. We have a 5 AWS, EC2 instances. Yesterday, we did deploy a web application using CloudFormation stack, right? The deployment is nothing but you are adding your artifacts to your computer. In this case, your virtual computer. Okay, that's what you have. And all these details, just quiet period, checkout entries. This is just, you can have a number of executors, maybe 5. Okay, Jenkins nodes, how many nodes you have, like how many executions at a time or things like that. Okay, that's configuration. Basically, you are making changes to your Jenkins configuration. Okay, and let's go to the main 3 things most of the people uses in the Jenkins, manage Jenkins, like a global tool configuration and a manage plugins and the security. You see that this manage credentials. So these are the 3 tools most of the people uses in Jenkins. What we have in the global tool configuration. So let's say if I want to add a Java JDK, I can add Java JDK, Git, and I would want to add Ant or Gradle or Maven. You see that Maven. So global tool configuration, nothing but you are adding tools, whatever the tools that you are using for your project, you will be adding all your tools here. For example, you will be using Nexus to store artifacts. Artifacts, nothing but that package. We will discuss that. What is that package? Okay. We have a sample project that I wanted to show, and we will discuss that artifact. Okay. And for example, you want to use Nexus to store your artifact, right? All you need to do, you don't need to add that Nexus, the big whole configuration in your whole pipeline every time in your all project. What you can do, you can add that Nexus username and password and a Nexus URL inside a global tool configuration, and you can refer that username and a password in your project whenever it required to authenticate with a Nexus or things like that. It is going to get the values from here. You don't have to include your Nexus URL and a username and a password every time in each and every project. Let's say I have 10 Jenkins projects, right? I have 10 Jenkins application projects that I've been working on. I don't need to configure this Nexus in 10 different Jenkins project. What I need to do, just come here, add just a global tool configuration and refer that in all your 10 projects. And how simple is that? And Maven is a build tool. Build tool is nothing but how our code become an application is like we have that code, Java code or Python code or whatever, Node.js code, whatever the application code, a web application like HTML, that code will become an application. When does that happen is, for example, let's go to Bitcoin, right? Let's go to Bitcoin. Okay. And let's go here. First time I'm opening this website, but it's okay. Okay, for example, this is an application, right? And if I go view source page, this is the application code. Actually, how this code will become an application is you get all this code from source code repository. What is the source code repository in our requirement, or what is the source code repository that we are using? GitHub is the source code repository, and some developer add this code. Who is the developer? For example, Sindhuja is a front-end developer. She made changes and she added this web application to GitHub, the source code repository. Now it is our job to deploy this code into EC2 instance. What are the application servers that we are using? For example, EC2 instances. Okay, you cannot deploy this code directly into your instances. You need to check the functionality of this code, right? You need to check the code quality and you need to verify, okay, first name field is correct and the middle name field is correct. Okay, last name is correct. Okay, and email address. Okay, this phone symbol is there and this manage is there. Okay, this okay is there. This privacy policy is there. And that's what manual testers do. They log in and they'll check, okay, privacy policy, and there is a line under that privacy policy. That is good. That Jira is passed. Okay, US symbol is there. Okay, that Jira is passed. Oh, Maryland edit. Okay, that Jira is passed. Okay, everything looks good. Now, then only you will package the code. You will build an artifact and you deploy that artifact into the www folder. Remember, we did go to the www folder, HTML folder, to see that HTML code, right? That's what we did, right? And you deploy the code like that. Okay, and let's go to our next topic. So I just only explained about Nexus, for example, but you can add a lot of things. I'm gonna prepare you guys, like I'm gonna say Harshika Vault, right? Let's say you are using Harshika Vault, for example. Oh, what is Harshika Vault? I don't know what is Harshika. Don't worry about that. It's not. It's just a simple like a GitHub. We store the source code in GitHub, and some companies use this Harshika Vault to store the secrets. Remember SSH keys or whatever keys, that kind of stuff. They can integrate Harshika Vault here, or if they are using Splunk, they can integrate Splunk here. If they are using any other different tool, maybe Kubernetes or Docker, whatever, they can configure all those details inside a global tool configuration. Okay. Now the next topic is credentials. How many times you can add credentials, right? And we can go and just manage credentials, and you will see. Okay. Actually,
Vishnu, how to add a new tool, Vishnu, in that?
new tool.
Yes.
Basically, when you want to integrate, you are integrating. Global tool configuration is nothing but you are integrating a tool to Jenkins, so that Jenkins will communicate with that particular application in order to get it done. When I say get it done, for example, you are integrating Nexus to store your artifacts, for example, or you are adding AWS CLI to run AWS CLI commands on your Jenkins, for example, things like that. Let's go here and let's try to, if you want to add Java, some version, right? You can add Java. You see that Java SE development kit or Java, development kit 8 or things like that, for example. And if you want to add some extra tool or whatever, Maven, for example, Maven is a build tool. You can go here, add Maven. What is a Maven Maven name or Maven version? You see that this is the version, Apache Maven, and add installer, zip file, tar file, whatever. For example, if you wanna use this Maven in order to execute your code or in order to build your code, you need to provide all those details here. This is how we integrate additional tool with a Jenkins. Okay. No, if I want to add a new tool or new plugin, for example, I do not see any GitHub plugin, right? I do not see any GitHub plugin. I can see only Git plugin, but I do not see any GitHub plugin. GitHub is an extra tool, for example. Now I would want to add GitHub tool. How I can do that is go to manage Jenkins, go to manage plugins. Okay. And you will see the available plugins, and you will see the installed plugins. Okay, these are all installed plugins already. Let's go to available plugins. Let's go to GitHub, for example, GitHub. Okay, what you will see you see that Docker pipeline for Blue Ocean, Docker API, Kubernetes, generic monitoring, GitHub organization folder, GitHub integrations, GitHub authentication, GitHub API, GitHub pull request builder, pipeline GitHub, all these things. This is an extra tool that we are adding. GitHub Bitbucket, Gitbucket, or whatever, GitHub checks, whatever. These are all extra features of Git. Okay, so if I want to add, for example, GitHub API, right? Let's click on that GitHub API, install that. Okay, so it is going to install that GitHub. Okay, for example, I would want to add a cloud formation. Let's see, do I have any cloud formation with a Jenkins so that I can run cloud formation stack here? Let's see. I don't know. I never done that before, but we'll try. We'll see if that is available. Cloud formation. Jenkins cloud formation plugin. Seems like it. They have a cloud formation plugin. Okay. Let's install the cloud formation plugin. So if you restart your service, then only you will see that changes that you just made. Okay. And we will see that. Okay. This is how we add extra tools. This is how we install tools in Jenkins. Go to manage Jenkins. Okay. Go to manage plugins. Okay. Go to available plugins. For example, I want to install AWS CLI. Okay, do I have AWS CLI plugin? No, I don't have AWS CLI plugin. Pipeline, you see that? Okay. Code builder or code build, for example. Code build. Code build is nothing but it's a AWS feature that can use AWS code build. That can use to build your code, same like a Jenkins. You can even add AWS code build to your Jenkins. Okay. And it is keep saying restart Jenkins, right? And let's see. How do I restart a service? Same sudo systemctl restart Jenkins. Okay. Okay, let's go back to our Jenkins and let's check the status. Okay, this Jenkins is up and running. Let's go here. Let's see. Is it going to restart? Okay. You see that? Please wait while Jenkins is getting ready to work. Okay, I'll wait. Okay, do I? Oh my gosh. Hopefully this is a username. Come on. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is how we can, integrate any other plugins or tools with the Jenkins. For example, if I want to integrate Ansible with the Jenkins, right? What I will do, I will go to Jenkins plugins and I'll try to look for Ansible. Okay, you see that Ansible, there is Ansible or Ansible Tower. I can even trigger Ansible Tower jobs using Jenkins. We will have a session regarding Ansible. I'm going to teach you guys how to automate your whole EC2 using Ansible, which is very easy, like a YAML file, human readable. So very easy. Okay. The next topic that I want to discuss about, especially I want to discuss about this, the security, because they recently asked one of our, consultants, like regarding how many types of authentications are there and how many types of you can add users or, things like that. I would want to see, let's go here.
Vishnu, Visual Studio చూడొచ్చండి?
Visual Studio?
ఉందా దీంట్లో Visual Studio?
సో విజువల్ స్టూడియో ఏంది అని అంటే, విజువల్ స్టూడియో జస్ట్ కోడ్ ఎడిటర్ అన్నట్టు. విజువల్ స్టూడియోని మీరు లోకల్ కంప్యూటర్లోనే వేసుకోవాలి. జెంకిన్స్ ఇట్లా ఏంది అని అంటే, ఇది బిల్డ్ చేసానికి, ఇప్పుడు బిల్డ్ డిప్లాయ్ చేసానికి, కోడ్ చూడడానికి దానికి కాదు. మనం కోడ్ ఇట్లా అక్కడ చూడం. బేసిక్ ఏంటంటే, మనం చూసినాం అంతా అయిపోయింది, చూసినాం, మీకు ఏమనిపించింది అంటే, మీకు ఓకే లోకల్లో పనిచేసింది, మళ్ళీ పనిచేస్తుంది అని అనిపించింది. అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారంటే మీరు పుష్ చేస్తారు కదా, చేంజెస్ అన్ని లోకల్ అయిపోయినాక మీరు పుష్ చేస్తారు కదా. ఆఫ్టర్ యూ పుష్ దోస్ చేంజెస్, రైట్, the Jenkins is going to trigger the job. How it is going to trigger the job? Using webhook. When
Okay.
it start webhook, when it starts